The rift between the Shiv Sena and the MNS may be wide open, but the two are united in one thing: the acts of aggression that both parties perpetuate. Rather, they're competing with each other to break the law and score points. And it's the common man who bears the brunt. Well, first the Shiv Sena shut down the Mumbai suburb Palghar to protest the suspension of police officers involved in the arrest of two girls for their Facebook posts on Bal Thackeray's death. Schools, colleges and markets remained shut. Roads were deserted. At least 500 police officers and the Rapid Action Force have been deployed. Not to stay behind, Raj Thackeray also unleashed his thugs. The MNS took on a youth, a teenager, for what they felt was an objectionable post on Facebook again. The youth was dragged to the police station and MNS supporters are demanding his arrest.
घर 100% बंद है। महाराष्ट्र सरकार ने जिस तरह से पुलिस के ऊपर फेसबुक केस में कार्रवाई की है, मुझे लगता है कि सिर्फ निषेध या धिक्कार करके नहीं चलेगा। पालघर की जनता ने जिस तरह से बंद पुकारा है, मुझे लगता है कि सरकार के मुंह पे तमाचा लगा है। सरकार इस तरह से पुलिस का नीति धैर्य और मनोधैर्य का खच्चीकरण करता है, तो आने वाले दिनों में महाराष्ट्र की पुलिस इस प्रकार की घटना घटेगी तो कोई एक्शन नहीं लेगी और मुकदर्शक बनेगी।
एक लड़के ने राज साहब के ऊपर और जो महाराष्ट्र का जो मराठी मानुस है उसके ऊपर एकदम नीचे स्तर पे जाके उन्होंने कमेंट्स फेसबुक पे पास किया है। आज हमको मालूम है कि पालघर में शिवसेना का बंद है। इस माहौल में हमको माहौल खराब करना नहीं है, लेकिन आज इस तरह से अगर फेसबुक का दुरुपयोग अगर किया जाएगा अभिव्यक्ति स्वतंत्रता के नाम पे, तो अगर हमारा भी खून खोलेगा।
Well, what's shocking is that the Shiv Sena and the MNS, in their attempts to hijack the Bal Thackeray legacy, are siding with the police, who are guilty of suppressing free speech repeatedly. While they are attacking the government for upholding the law, they're taking the law into their own hands and dispensing justice in the way they know best. Joining us live from Mumbai, activist Gerson D'Cunha. We also have with us Paresh Patil of the Shiv Sena for more on the story. Gerson D'Cunha, I'd like to come to you first. What do you make of this? You know, the split between the MNS and the Shiv Sena is well known, but that's an internal matter. The fact is both are competing to appear to break the law more and more. It's affecting the people of the city.
Both are trying to gain, as you said correctly, brownie points, and they're misusing the memory of Balasaheb Thackeray to gain brownie points. And what is more, it's factionalism within the MNS and within the Shiv Sena that are trying to get better than the other. But what I want to say is this.
Yes.
I belong to an organization called Agni that 8 or 9 years ago took the BJP and the Shiv Sena, who had called a bandh in Mumbai city, took them to court, and the court agreed that the bandh that had been called was unconstitutional. And what is more, they fined each party 20 lakhs each for the bandh that they had called. Now, in other words, when there is this precedent, somebody must take up the matter with the courts and get the MNS and the Shiv Sena to pay. It is wrong and wholly wrong of them on flimsy political grounds to try and get the better of each other politically. And what scandalizes me even more is that there is a protest against the movement of the magistrate.
Yes.
Who, as a Central Information Commissioner, has said.
Gerson D'Cunha, I'd like to come back to you. You know, this destructive competitiveness between the MNS and the Shiv Sena is something that we've seen before. You know, in the course of the last couple of weeks, Bal Thackeray's illness and his death, you've seen a sort of, indications of both sides actually coming together. And now it's split wide open again. Isn't it a little more dangerous now?
It is more dangerous, you know. But here we are talking in a polite, educated way about this split.
Yes.
Here we are furiously agreeing with each other that bandhs are wrong, that there's a split between the MNS and Shiv Sena, whereas what we really need to do is to address people who are beyond our tight little circle, because they are the people who are holding the population in general, citizens in general, holding them hostage with their petty little political maneuvering.
Mr. Dukura, just a few days ago, there was national outrage about two young girls who'd been dragged away to the police station because of something that they posted on Facebook. You know, the intensity of the outrage was nationwide. Everybody covered it in the media. It was a talking point for several days, about freedom of speech and things like that. Now, just a few hours ago, another teenager has been hauled to the police station because of a complaint filed by someone in the MNS about a Facebook post that they didn't find tasteful. So nothing really has an effect, it appears, in this single-minded agenda that both these parties have.
It's, as I said, it's mobocracy or the threat of mobocracy. This group of people gathered outside the house of this 19-year-old and took him to the police. Now, the police have hesitated to act because there's been such an uproar about the two girls who were arrested. So I would be interested to see what the police does. But there is no doubt that there is it's a hideous trend of people people being hurt within quotes, by attacks on their leaders. Now, I would be interested to see what that poor 19-year-old boy said about Raj Thackeray.
Final question to Gerson D'Cunha. Mr. D'Cunha, the kind of destructive forces that we've seen politically unleashed by parties like the Shiv Sena and the MNS are anything but new. They've been going on for years together. I mean, at least as far as the Shiv Sena is concerned, more recently with the MNS. Has anything actually changed in the way the city responds to it?
Sorry, say that again.
Has anything actually changed in the manner in which the city has responded to these things?
There are two things that have happened. Number one, people have begun to censor themselves
Yes.
in their political expression. Now, that is an extremely dangerous thing. And secondly, there is a competitive violence between the two, each offering to reflect the feelings of the Marathi Manus.
Yes.
That is enormously dangerous. Unless, for example, I entirely support the position of the Chief Minister, Prithviraj Chavan, in his refusal to kowtow to mob threat in where the memorial to Balasaheb Thackeray should be.
Indeed.
He says it will not be on Shivaji Park. In other words, what it needs is that strength against the threat of mob rule.
Yes. All right, Gerson D'Cunha, thank you very much for getting us your views on this issue. We'll keep a track on that. Sorry we couldn't get you that audio line through to Paresh Patil, but we will try and get a Sena view on this story that we're tracking very closely.